Hi there. This is your head coach and facilitator for the Academy, Steve Hopkins. Very excited to be leaving a message for you today. The first message of many over the course of this next year. And just wanted to welcome you, first of all, and say, I am so excited about this next year. All right. Every year we're super excited. We have some people with us this year that have been a part of previous years, and I can promise that this will be the best year that we've had so far. We keep learning as we go how to do academies better and better, and you are in for a treat. And I'm in for a treat because this is going to be a unique experience. This is a unique group of people that have never met before for this purpose. And so we expect some things that we plan for, and then the unpredictability of some awesome things happening as well. Well, I wanted to share a couple things for you. I'm here actually in Iowa, out of my office, traveling, doing work with other senior living organizations. So apologize for my boring background. But I just wanted to welcome you and cover a couple quick things. The first thing is take a breath and don't worry. Maybe some of you have thought, like, what's happening? When do things start? What am I supposed to be doing, if anything? And I just want to tell you, take a breath. You're in a great space. Everything is happening as it should and on schedule and on time. All right. Um, we have a couple things coming up that I want to share with you. First of all, we have a conference coming up, so this is gonna be our first time to meet in person. All right, on November 7th through 9th, and we have a special treat for you. All right, as part of being an Academy member, on the Monday, November 7th, we have some time with the keynote speaker just for us. And I've had the opportunity to meet Christopher Ridenour, and um, Mary and the whole Leading Age team have kind of wrestled and arm locked him into giving us a half a day just for us. And I think you're going to be really inspired and very excited to spend some time. When we get moments like this with outside speakers and other consultants and authors and things like that, we'll be doing more of that through the course of the year. It's such a rich opportunity and a rare opportunity. And so I really hope that you prioritize being there that morning to start. And whether you decide to come in the night before, like I will be, coming in on Sunday night, or whatever your arrangements are, please, 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 it's really important that you be there on Monday. And then we'll have some other time Monday and Tuesday, all right, meals together and things like that. So the conference is super important. You got to go, got to be there. You got to have the experience of all the fun things we're going to do to get to know each other. Okay. So that's really important. Tuesday, October 11th, will be our first gathering virtually. All right. So I will include a link to a meeting in this message. All right. It's somewhere below, above, to the side, somewhere you'll see it. But to a meeting for 4 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday, October 11th. Okay. So hopefully has enough time that you can carve that out. We'll, a lot for an hour, and we'll cover a whole bunch of stuff there too. We'll screen share and go over some portal stuff and get to know each other as well. There, that'll be our first real live meeting. Okay, so that's really important. If you can't come to that, let me know. We'll record everything, but I may have a chance to connect with you and get some other stuff to you. Got to come to the conference because that's where we're going to do some in-person activities and really get to know each other. I've also got some gifts for you. You got to come and pick up some stuff, things that you'll love, and some things that we'll use throughout the year as well. All right, so that's really important. We have some returning people. We've got a great slate of mentors who are on this recording as well. So really excited about what we're going to do with the mentors. All right, so you as an Academy member are surrounded, all right, by 5 people that volunteering to participate in this with me, team up with me to make this spectacular. So that's really exciting. All of them have been through the Academy in some way, shape, or form, and a couple have been through with me specifically. So even Kat and Stacy, fasten your seatbelts because we're about ready to take a really exciting ride, and it's going to be a little different than even what you went through. But Sue, Kim, and Matt, we haven't worked together, but I know that the three of them are also poised to deliver big for you. We have our biggest group ever, so I'm very excited about that. And we have our biggest level 2 as well. It's not so important that we worry about level 1 and level 2. And I'll send some special stuff to each of those groups so you kind of know what's going on there. All right, most of the time we'll all be together as a group. So we've got some great mentors. We've got level 2 people, we've got level 1 people, great academy class. I'm super, super excited. One of the questions that always comes up is like, what should I be reading? How much homework should I get going on? Again, take a breath. Don't worry about any of that. We've got some great books lined up, and we'll dive into those in some new and fresh ways. They're really more for you to just know that some of these topics, the whole focus of um, the whole focus of trust, the whole focus of questions versus answers, which is a big theme, um, the whole focus of growing people will be themes that we talk about throughout the academy. And I'll make reference to these books and maybe ask questions about if there's anything that you're learning from anything you're reading, anything like that. There won't be particular homework assignments that are specifically focused on a reading assignment or an order of those books. All right. So I want you to just feel comfortable in the whole year just knowing there's not specific homework related to the books. All right, they're 3 great books. We'll talk about them, and there'll be plenty of opportunity to link what we're doing to the books. But you don't need to worry about homework. What you could do is say which of those 3 books interest you more, and if there's something you want to start leafing through, great. We may ask when we get together in November if anybody has started one of the books and if there's anything you want to share. That's about as far as we'll go with it out of the gate. Okay, so just de-stress about that. I'll be curious if any of you have read any of those books before. We try to do some current books, although there's some great authors that have written stuff in the past, but I'm always curious if any of these books that we've selected have been ones that you've already read. Okay. Also, somewhere here, there's a link to, no, you'll get a separate email. I apologize. There won't be a link to your human intelligence assessment, but you'll get an email with an invite for a very fun, very short, very interesting assessment. You'll get the results of it right away, so that's always fun. I need you to do that, so that's a piece of homework for us as well. All right, it's called Human Intelligence, and you'll get an invite to that. We'll be using that straight away because the first bit of work that we're going to focus on, just to give you some content and context, is breaking this down into 4 quarters, and we kind of spend the first bit of really learning more about ourselves so that we can even do the work of leading ourselves. Yes, leading ourselves, right? We think about leadership, and mostly we think about leading other people, and how can I do that well? We'll get to that. All right, we'll get to that. Short order, but we will spend some time on understanding ourselves better so that we can use us to be good leaders, right? And sometimes we skip over that right away. So we'll spend some time leading ourselves, and we've got some topics around that: awareness, resilience, even health, and things like that. We'll talk about that, and then we'll get to leading others. Soon after that, in the second part of the year, we'll really focus on business, all right? Leading a department, leading a company, all right? And focus on some of the business skills, problem solving, and adaptability, accountability. Some of those things we'll focus on. And then in the last phase, we're going to talk about the highest level of leadership, all right, which many people never get to, and that's about leading change, all right? Leading change wherever you are, a team, a department, a company, an organization, a volunteer group, whatever the case may be, leading change, all right? Anticipation, ideation, experimentation, these things are really important as we go forward as well. Okay, so that's how we break this down. For you level 2 folks, all right, the one thing you can know is in the second half of the year, we're going to focus in on an additional bit of work, all right? And we'll talk about that specifically, but we'll just add that as an extra layer. Don't think of it as extra work. There'll be some other things to think about and other experiments to do and other practice things to take on. But I think you're going to love it, and we'll wait until the second half so we can get into our rhythm a little bit. All right, so we'll talk about that some more. All right, that is really about it. Like I said, we've got some gifts coming in November, so you got to come to that. Work with your supervisors, make sure they know about the dates. We're going to try to give you the dates of when we gather. Specifically, our goal is to gather 4 times, once a quarter. We have 2 conferences, one in the fall coming up in November. We'll have one in the spring. All right, these are leading age conferences. Know about them well in advance. You want to get them on your calendar. You want to talk to your supervisors about coming because you're part of the academy. Okay, so it's one of the biggest benefits of the academy. So those are two, and then in between that, okay, in the middle of the winter and in the summertime, we'll have two 1 day site visits that we're hoping to be able to squeeze in. All right, we'll plan those far enough in ahead so you have plenty of time to take the day for a leadership day, and again, work with your supervisors to get that day off. We'll go wherever to some other senior living community. And that will host us for a day and we'll be able to gather in person. Right. In between that, monthly, we'll gather at least once for a group call. All right. And we'll have some other virtual stuff come to you. Right. We'll talk about that a little bit more in October, on October 11th on our group chat. All right. We'll screen share. We'll go over some things. I'll introduce you to a portal where you can access all the stuff that's going to be coming to you. We'll cover all of that at that time. Okay. So if you can sense my excitement, it's because it's real. I'm really, really excited. So we'll have October 11th at 4 p.m. We'll get together virtually on Zoom or Google Meets. We'll pick that, and then we'll see each other in person on November 7th. All right, that's the time schedule for that. All right, I hope you're super excited. I don't want you to stress. No need to stress out at all. And we'll cover everything we need to cover in October when we get together. Okay, if you do happen to have questions, you can ping back to me. My phone number will be on this. That's my cell contact, call, text anytime. My email address will be on this as well, and feel free to send back an email. All right, and mentors, stand by because we'll have something special coming to you directly and get you guys all jacked up as well. All right, talk to you soon. Love you guys so much and very, very excited about this next year. See ya.